Welcome everybody to our show. Oh, and look who decided to show up right on time. There he is.
Oh man, he ruined the joke I had prepared for this. Now I gotta come up with another one.
Oh, well, like I said, everybody, welcome to our show, because apparently when we change it to 8 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock Central, apparently that means you don't have to show up anymore. So, at least some of us are still dedicated to the show. Tonight I have two of my friends, and another one decided that he had to go to yet another concert, and not show up all week, but whatever. But tonight I have the producer and the influencer. How are you guys tonight?
Doing good. Doing good.
Fantastic.
Not too bad.
Very good. Oh, and then we've got Mr. Beeson with us. What's up, Zach? World Series runs through Anaheim. Listen, your Angels have been playing well, my man. And did I see earlier that you were having the official meal of the state of Texas? I'll let you comment on that. But
is there a Little League World Series team out of California?
I believe there is.
Okay, I was going to say that's probably what he was referring to, some Little League team out of California.
I thought he meant
I'll let him respond to that. But you guys know how we always get this started. But before we get started, this show is brought to you by Old Fort Baseball Co. Our friend Logan. So big shout out to him. So for those, you guys know how this works. Two big deals just for being supporters of this show. If you enter code DADHAT, that's again code DADHAT, you get 15% off of your entire purchase. And so again, that's code DADHAT. And then if you're a big sticker fan, since Donnie's not here, we'll show off some of those stickers, even though that's not technically one of the monthly ones. But instead of paying $6 a month for your sticker club membership, you will pay $3 a month if you use code DHC. Again, that is code DHC. And that's two great deals for you. And a big shout out to Logan and a big shout out to Old Fort Baseball Co. They've got a lot of great merch, a lot of great stickers. Please go and check them out. And thanks again to them for sponsoring this show. Now on to what we always like to do. We like to know what are you wearing and what are you drinking? And let's start down at the bottom. Mr. Influencer, what you got for us tonight?
So I am wearing the Traverse City Pit Spitters. Apparently you guys talked a little bit about it last time, but I have an issue with how the season ended, but I did finish the furthest along in the playoffs than any other team. So got the Pit Spitters. It's a New Era, which is awesome. That Northwoods League team has a New Era hat, so I had to get that. And then Mr. Wise was here and brought about 27 cases of beer for me. So it's Pineapple Pills from Southern Range Brewing Company. Huge pineapple fan, so he brought this. A lot of the beer he brought was stuff that I bought and just left at his house that he brought with him, but he also included some other stuff. So this was one that he included. And so thank you, Donnie.
Very good. That sounds delicious. Particularly because it is not an IPA. Speaking of IPAs, hello, Mr. Producer. How are you tonight?
I am doing very good, crisp and hoppy tonight. So tonight's hat is the Norwich Navigators.
Oh, that's such a good hat.
This is actually a giveaway hat. I've got a friend up in Connecticut. Then I give her stuff from the Southern team. She gives me stuff from the Northeastern team. So this is a giveaway from the Norwich Tigers back in 2015, I believe, when they were still affiliated. And tonight I am just drinking water.
Very nice.
So Virgil knows a
I was going to say, yeah, he definitely knows a girl that's in episode 128 and episode 175. I got it right this time.
But see, Pat, I feel like you're doing that wrong, though, because wouldn't you want to take the average between those two numbers?
Well, an average person would say that, but remember, I'm way below average, and the worst guest in Earn Fun Average history, a podcast that, as we know, has way above average podcast hosts, and and this week, a way above average guest. So we'll let you guys. I'll let you guys say more about that for those that maybe couldn't join us on Tuesday. But again, a way above average podcast with a way above average podcast hosting team and a way above average guest this week.
It's probably also why Donnie's not here, because the bombshell of the episode that dropped put him in the hiding.
Well, before we get into a little bit more about that, we need to know what you're eating and wearing and drinking.
And apologies to the chat for me eating. I was very hungry and I couldn't wait until after the show. So I've got a little pita chicken sandwich here. So it's very good, spicy chicken. I've got a little Public soda, cherry Coke or cherry soda. And then I've got a Gatorade bottle full of water here, but it has no Crystal Light in it yet. What are we going to do about that, Mr. Producer?
I feel like sooner or later you're going to have to be, you got to have to be able to pick your own flavors. But, that's why I'm here.
It's very difficult for me to choose.
I know it's difficult. I know. And that's why I have to create these things for you, just to make sure you're able to do this.
You do.
All right.
Stay tuned next week because there will be new flavors to add to the wheel of flavors.
And if you want to pull that up, we will go ahead and spin what your flavor will be.
All right. I will pull that up right now.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Patrick's Geriatric Wheel of Flavors. I have removed Fruit Punch because it was last week's winner, Tuesday's winner. So let's see what tonight's flavor will be. Ooh, close there.
Mango green tea. Let's see what we got in the. Let's see.
If one's not in there, I'm not doing it again.
No, it's in there. I think. Raspberry green tea, so close enough.
That's not the pick. You are disobeying the wheel.
I am disobeying the wheel because I ran out of the flavors. But I don't remember these types of things so I've got raspberry green tea. So we're gonna go with that because at least it's green tea. All right. Well, Mr. Producer, first of all, before we get started, Mr. Influencer, since you were not here on Tuesday, but for a brief time, would you like to remind everybody a little bit again about what you've got going on this week on the Earn Fun Way Above Average podcast?
Yeah, so Johnny and I got to talking, and also with our co-host here, the producer, and said, it's been quite a while since you've been on solo, because he's been on for the Average Holiday Spectaculars, but that's usually just a bunch of random people shouting a lot of stuff that it's hard to keep up with what's going on. So brought him on, and then didn't even realize until he brought it up that it'd been over 150 episodes. So technically by the time his came out, 152 episodes, I believe, because he was 26 originally and then 178. So now we can call him producer from episode 26, 178 if we want to get into.
Well, and it's ironic how close that almost is to episode 128 and 175. I'm starting to. I know I'm hearing like common numbers there. I don't.
You're
know.
just connecting dots that don't exist, Patrick.
or do they?
That's the magic of it all. We don't know, do we?
Can you feel the love? Anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So we had Mr. Virgil Brooks on. I guess technically yesterday when the episode was released, and so we catch up to see how things have been, and he credits this show for helping him kind of get out of his shell a little bit. And you could tell, I didn't go back and listen to episode 26, but you could tell just by the way he was on and how relaxed and comfortable he seemed talking in front of a camera and mic. So it was really fun to have him back on, and talked about his ballpark trips that he's done this year. He always does a big yearly trip, but then had a couple smaller trips, and talked about that, and talked about some food and his high profile name at the ballpark that he has season tickets for. So yeah, if you haven't already, check out episode 178 with Mr. Virgil Brooks. We called it 150 episodes ago was the title of the podcast. And he drops a bombshell, and that's probably why one of the other co-hosts did not show up today, because of the allegations that came against him.
I mean, sometimes you have to take down people
Yeah.
that have perfect images,
Yep.
and then you have to expose the true underbelly of it all.
And to find out what is actually exposed, you better go and listen to episode 178 of the Earn Fun Average podcast. Well, I know that I can't wait to listen to it, and that's next up on my podcast listens. So, Mr. Producer, what do you have for us tonight?
Well, we're going to be jumping around everywhere like we did last time. We got some baseball talk, got some NFL talk. Maybe I have to go back and look at that. Probably not. Got college talk. But as always, I want you guys to go back to a few episodes ago, probably months ago. We talked about Ed wanting to do a show at the Northwoods League Championship game.
Oh, you mean back when he actually showed up?
Back when he showed up, yes.
Okay.
Well, if we actually decided to do that, we would be in Duluth, Minnesota tonight, as the Duluth Huskies are taking on the Green Bay Rockers in the Summer Collegiate World Series in the Northwoods League. They're currently tied 0-0 right now. But since he is actually here tonight, props to Mr. Profit for picking the winning team in our challenge with the Traverse City Pit Spitters finishing first and also making it further in the playoffs than anybody else. So next few weeks, we're going to decide on what Ed's punishment will be for being last place with the Kenosha Kingfish. I'm pretty sure it will follow IPA and maybe Skyline Chili, maybe together. Who knows? We'll find out.
So because he's not here, does that mean you're about ready to bring him on live from Duluth? Is that where he's at right now? Is that why he didn't show up? Because he actually is there?
You got me. And he's, oh, no, he disappeared. Sorry.
Also, I know this was just via text, but if we go back to the beginning of the season, I don't know, probably about 7 games in when the Pit Spitters were 0-7, hadn't won a game yet, and a so-called producer was kind of running his mouth a little bit, and I said, just keep running your mouth, just wait. And then all of a sudden, here we come. Won the first half, the second half, and unfortunately, from such a weird playoff format, and I said, just wait. And here we came, and we took over and got the furthest out of anybody after starting like 0-6 or 0-7 to start the summer.
And you know what? Those were very encouraging words I was running my mouth with. So you know what? You're welcome, Eric.
What are those hip hop lyrics? Loose lips sink ships.
Well, loose lips also help teams win championships, apparently.
Well, I'm so glad that you said that because that's just what I was about to say.
Yeah. All right, so let's stay in baseball for a minute, and let's go over the standings real quick. I'm not going to go over the rank. I'm not going to go over each division this time. Just kind of anything that's changed a little bit. Things that have changed, and the main change that has happened while Houston and Seattle are still fighting in the AL West, we have a new NL West leader in the San Diego Padres, thanks to a season sweep by the Los Angeles Fighting Bisons of Anaheim. So with that saying, that does update our wild card, which I do want to take a look at real quick. So if you guys hang on for a minute. So here's our current wild card standings. In the American League, we have Seattle and Boston and Yankees holding the wild cards, with Cleveland still 1 game back. So they both lost yesterday. And then the NL, it's Chicago Cubs and Los Angeles Dodgers in the wild card with the Mets. And Cincinnati is 1 game back now. They're on a 2-game win streak. The Mets are kind of still hanging around. They have a 2-8 last 10. So still not looking too good for them. So with recent changes that have happened, how are you guys feeling about wild card now compared to just literally 2 days ago? Or really for you, Prophet, since you weren't here for that, how do you feel how the wild card's going to turn out?
Well, switch over to the AL. I wish it would be a little bit better in my favor, but then we go and lose to the Nationals. I don't know. I still think it's going to be, it's a tight race because we have the Guardians that have been kind of closing in a little bit on the Tigers. I don't remember the number of games back they're at now. 7 from the Tigers.
Oh, from the Tigers?
No, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the wild card. I'm sorry. No.
No,
6.5, I believe, or 7 now.
6.5.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking around 7, so they're getting a little bit closer. So, and then obviously you got the Yankees, Boston, Kansas City. I mean, they're all just kind of clumped together there.
Is it official that Chris Bubich is out for the season? Like, officially?
Yes, Patrick, he's
Okay.
out.
You couldn't wait. Like you seriously just couldn't wait a little bit longer.
What?
Never mind.
Listen, I was concerned.
Yeah, sure you were.
You've been concerned for like 3 weeks. Like, when does the concern just turn into acceptance at this point?
It's denial, okay? And that ain't just a river in Egypt.
So, okay. Looking at the standing here, the Angels are only 1 game back of the Royals.
Yes.
That's wow. Congratulations, Zach. But yeah, so on the NL side, the Cubs are still up, but I feel like they've really been starting to fade quite a bit. PCA has been really, really struggling, so I don't know what's going on with him right now. They did bring up Owen Casey. I got to see him multiple times on Prophet Palooza Jr. We saw him in Des Moines, and then got to see him in Omaha because it was 4th of July week. So they did split 3 games at home and 3 on the road for both teams. So we actually got to see him play both. So it's kind of cool to see him. And he hit maybe 2 or 3 home runs the 2 games we got to see him. And now he just got called up by the Cubs. And so that was kind of fun to see. Obviously, the Dodgers seem, even though they're still 15 games above 500, they seem like they've been struggling. I think both them and the Cubs are one of those that they got out to such a big lead that, they still have a pretty big lead, but they're kind of falling apart. But you would think at least the Dodgers, if nobody else, would kind of at least finish enough where they'd be able to, could still potentially make a run, but they got to figure something out. And then after that, there's not really anybody that's, I don't know, the Reds, I guess, are a game back of the Mets. And
the Mets are still kind of in free fall right now.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems weird that all these teams right here are all just kind of, nobody seems to be, I mean, they all seem to be kind of struggling and going to have an issue with, obviously there's still a decent amount of the season left, but just trying to see what happens down the stretch because, a lot of these teams are in rough stretches right now. So Mets are, 2-8 in their last 10, which is obviously not good at all. Texas is back in the AL. They're 3-7. Yankees are 4 of their 4-6 in their last 10. So yeah, there's some of these teams on both sides that are right there in the wild card that last 10 games have really been struggling.
And what do you guys think about it being a lot of teams that went all in at the deadline? I mean, now not every team that did that is struggling, but like I think about the Mets, think about the Yankees. I mean, like they like tried to transform their bullpens and their benches to try to get depth, but that's kind of worked against them. The only team that's really not worked against so far has been really the Padres and the Angels.
Mariners.
Really, can we not say Seattle?
Well, the Mariners, Josh Naylor's gotten hurt. So, but yeah, I mean, overall, I would say the Mariners I'd say the Mariners you could throw in the same as the Padres, I guess. But what do you guys think specifically in New York? Like, what's going on?
I mean, the Mets, I'm not so much sure as the Yankees are just the Yankees. They're always going to be a good regular season team, make the playoffs, and then do nothing in the playoffs, although right now they're just struggling. But, obviously a lot of people are going to blame the manager on it. But
I didn't realize he did that. I'm sorry, Zach. Yeah. Let me catch up on a couple things here. Holsinger, what's up, my man? Hope that being at work at 2 a.m. isn't too bad. Mike, we're not inmates, but we are definitely running the show because this is our show because we actually show up.
Yeah, just for
Still
that.
saying that the Braves fans are waiting for college football. I don't blame you. I have a lot of family that are probably thinking the same thing. If they would think the same thing if they liked football. And then Zach, yeah, Josh Naylor when he's been healthy has been good. So I'm glad that he's back healthy. I know that hurts AL West rivals, but you know, I know you're probably going more for the wild card more than anything. So, you know, it's definitely good for Seattle that he's back.
Going on the standings for a minute, one team, I'm kind of looking over, doing a quick scan of this. And I know we're talking about the Angels, you know, making they're surging right now with a 6-4 last 10, and then they swept the Dodgers. But the Diamondbacks seem to be coming alive again. 7-3 in their last 10. They've won 2 straight so far. They were, I know when we started tracking wildcard, they were at least 8 back before. They're only 5.5 now, so they're starting to drive up. They're starting to drive up. Like, will that be sustainable? Probably not. But
and they were sellers,
and they sold too. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I know they held on to Zach Gallen, but Zach Gallen has obviously struggled a lot this season. But didn't they traded Merrill Kelly, they traded Eugenio Suarez, they traded Naylor.
So, they were Michael at the trade deadline.
They were what?
They were Michael at the trade deadline.
They were playing tennis.
Okay, I just wanted to get a Patrick joke out there for you, Virgil.
That's good. I would have not thought about that one.
Okay, thank you.
Well, the thing is, I was thinking about that. I just didn't say it. So
he's like, Michael Byers. Who's Michael Byers?
And you think mine is
now you know how it feels.
Yeah. I can appreciate it.
Got to go find a guy named Michael Byers just so we can meet sellers. I'm sure there's somebody out there with that name.
The trade deadline friendship. Michael Byers and Michael Sellers.
So let's go over the scores real quick of the games currently going on. And the top of the six. Why are you sighing? Your team won. In the top of the sixth, it is Cleveland 5-4 up against Miami Marlins. In the bottom of the seventh, it is 2-1 Phillies over the Nationals. In the top of the sixth, the Braves and the Mets are tied 1-1. In the bottom of the third, the Twins are up 3-0 against the Tigers. Then Arizona and Colorado Rockies play later. That probably explains why their winning streak is happening. And then 2 finals, the Mariners have lost to the Orioles 5-3. So after being on top, they just can't handle it and decided to lose to Baltimore. And then the Blue Jays equal out against the Cubs 2-1.
So at least my team didn't end up losing today, so that was good.
But they were outstanding today. I mean, Chris Bubich pitched a complete game shutout. It was fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I don't know if it has to do with like, hey, we're getting rid of all of our players in Minnesota and we're bringing up everybody from AAA or starting people that we brought over in the trades, but they're playing decent right now. They took 2 of 3 from Kansas City. Didn't they win yesterday against the Tigers, and then they're winning right now?
I don't know about yesterday. I thought they were winning at one point yesterday, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
I don't know.
They beat the Yankees yesterday.
Okay.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you hear during that game that they caught on camera Devin Williams was like smiling and laughing with a teammate during that game, late in that game when they were losing? So, I mean, I'm not saying you need to go after him for that, but it's just, but Yankees fans are going to find that as a point of contention, obviously, when you're struggling as he has and as the team has been, and you catch an isolated incident of them laughing, teammates laughing together.
Would you prefer him being like sad and mopey or something?
Oh, I didn't have a problem with it. I'm talking about Yankees fans.
I mean like just in general. Like, I don't understand that sentiment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not everyone can have their beloved team, having the best record in baseball, Mr. Producer. I mean, your beloved Milwaukee Brewers.
I mean, just on their way to, let's say they're 12 straight wins now?
Yeah. I mean, how many times have you gone down your Billy Brewer slide, out of sheer joy because your team just keeps winning?
Listen, I'm just saying, it's a fun slide to go down.
You had one custom built in Huntsville, didn't you? I knew it.
So they also have, I did not notice this the last time that they had the standings up, but they also have playoff percentages listed about the percent that they're most likely to make the playoffs. The funny thing is that Seattle actually has a higher percentage than the Astros, while the Astros currently has the lead in that. But there's only one team that has greater than 99.9% according to that. And who is it? America's team, the Milwaukee Brewers.
So what are the top percentages?
Let's see if I can see if I can. No, it's not.
I know I can ask that because we have a top-notch producer that has that right at his fingertips.
It's not at my fingertips, but I was trying to find a way to.
I know you're being humble. You don't have to pretend that you didn't already have it up there. I mean,
I'll stop. The top three right now are the Brewers at 99.9%, the Dodgers at 99.1%, and then the Phillies at 92.
Interesting.
Which I thought it's kind of low for them. I think they'd just already be a lock, but weirder things have happened.
So the top three teams that have a lock on a playoff place are in the National League?
Yes. And now it's actually updated again. The Toronto Blue Jays are at 98.9. So I think it's safe to say that the Red Sox will not be catching. Something that is interesting, they have
I don't know about that.
They have the Yankees at 84. You think I'm trying to jinx the Blue Jays? Why would I do that? They have the Yankees at 84.
I know your game.
They have the Yankees at 84.8, and then Boston at 73.2.
Interesting.
Does
that have to do with the strength of the remaining schedule left, or the strength or weakness of the opponents?
Cleveland Guardians at 26.3. Los Angeles Angels at 1.8%, which usually at this point in the season they would be at 0, so that is a win. And I say that as somebody who actually enjoys watching the Angels. Mets at 78.9%. Then you got Cubs at 96.4. You've got Cincinnati, who's only one game back in the wild card, at 17.4. And then San Diego Padres at 98.3. So you can kind of tell who's going to have the no chances and still the slim chances. Texas Rangers being at 16.4, they can still be, they're still a pretty viable spot for the wild card. So
yeah, so
everything's not set yet, but it's going to be interesting going down the rest of the season, I would think.
Well, it's going to be interesting. So this is a hypothetical question, but staying in New York, would it be a bigger disaster if the Mets didn't make the playoffs or if the Yankees didn't make the playoffs?
Yankees.
Yankees?
I would say Mets, actually.
Really? Just because the money, payroll?
I think the money that they spent, the hype of the Soto deal, I think it's probably more. It's like with the Yankees, you can make the case about, injuries. They did make the World Series last year, so that kind of does tilt over there. Wow. And also with all the cheating with the torpedo bats that they did, they were destined to make the World Series and they didn't. But to me, I just think the Mets probably have the bigger. He's gonna have the bigger blow up from this.
Well, both teams, like I said, invested heavily at the deadline in their bullpens, and the Yankees trying to do something about that defense, or what they call a defense. And they gave up a lot of talent, at least a lot of potential future talent. I mean, that's obviously a big if, but particularly the Mets were in that Rodgers deal when they gave up 4 prospects to get Rodgers from the Giants. And it was 3 or 4 prospects, but 3 or 4 really good prospects. So it was a premium price to pay for a guy that I think is, if I'm not mistaken, a rental for the rest of the season. So it was a steep price to pay, especially to be struggling the way they are, in the second half so far. So I don't know. Catch up on a few things here. Zach said Diamondbacks play the Rockies this weekend. It makes me wonder what the conversation will be on Monday. We'll see. And Mike says Moneyball is a great movie.
And before we go on to anything else, I just want to give a shout out not only to Phil and any other teachers that may be listening on here, but Mrs. Influencer started back today for her, I believe, 14th year of kindergarten. So congratulations not making it out of kindergarten for 14 years, but good luck to all the teachers this year and then Zach started his junior year this year. So Wichita just started today. So good luck to all the teachers and students here and across the country.
I don't think that was the takeaway we're supposed to have from that last one, but it works.
Yeah, it's fine.
Man. Shout out to Mrs. Influencer. We need you back in the chat too to join the great chat.
Samantha from 128, 175, I believe, picked her up and took her out for ice cream. So I don't know that they're listening currently. If they are, they're not chatting.
That's okay.
I think it's a better option.
Hey, Lynn.
I think she preferred the later 8 o'clock to 7 o'clock. She's got too much going on still.
Yeah, I hear you.
And then the guy then invented the 7 p.m. time slot. Doesn't ever show up for that anymore. So, hey, I'm going to kick this up an hour, but I'm not going to be there.
This is our 4th show doing this, and he's only been to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phil, same as here. I think we're on our 4th week of school here as well.
I didn't realize you were still in high school, Patrick.
You what?
I didn't realize you were still in high school.
Well, I was in middle school, but yeah, I mean,
he goes to that one $350 billion school that has that stadium they just built for that much money.
Buford High School?
Yeah, Buford.
That's where he goes.
Well, how do you think we got that built? I know Donnie.
Wait, how much money did you say it was, Eric?
I don't know, like 350 billion or something.
Oh.
I think I want to say was it 90 million that it cost to build that?
I don't know, but I heard 300. And then I'm thinking, what, something up?
You what?
Oh, did you want me to wait on something?
No, I was looking up the cost of the stadium real quick.
Okay.
62 million.
Oh, that's chump change.
That is really
like a lot more than that.
Well, I was going to say, why do you think Donnie was able to pay for the whole thing?
Well, you know who can build 5 of those now?
Who's that?
The Kansas Jayhawks.
That's right. Rock Chalk. Thank you, David Booth.
Got a massive donation from David Booth for $300 million, or as what T. Boone Pickens would call chump change.
Yeah, right.
So I have not exactly read what all they are planning to divvy this money with up. I'm assuming it's not all going to be football.
No, most of it to me, I think.
That's not what it says in here.
Well, you need to reread it then.
I heard that they started out with the Kansas Jayhawks basketball program because the head coach wanted to keep it for himself. So,
right.
Well, guys, this has been a great episode tonight. I'm just going to go now.
No, the David Booth, they already have named. He's already put in a lot of money. So they have the football stadiums already named after him. And then if you've never been there, inside the basketball arena, they have it's called the Booth Family Hall of Athletics, and it's a cool little museum in Allen Fieldhouse where you can walk around and see the championship trophies and the history behind James Naismith starting the game. And when they did the Beware the Fog, the original one was written like on just a shower curtain that they taped some stuff together, and so it's up there. And then he also bought the original rules of the game of basketball that's on display. So yeah, David Booth's been donating a lot to KU already, but then for him to come out the other day and donate another 300 million was pretty awesome to see.
Do they have a place for like selfies and photos called the photo booth?
This guy. All right, Virgil, what's next?
Okay,
I was just asking.
So I have to admit, I did jump ahead a little bit because he said 300 million. He said 300 million. I was like, that's a perfect segue. But I do want to go back to baseball for a moment, and I want to focus on the Minnesota Twins, because I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but there's probably a collective groan coming from that area after this letter got released by the Polat family saying that they're not selling the team. Doing a special so people realize Kansas isn't really part of Nebraska. I think Kansas is football's probably going better than Nebraska's in the past few years.
Rock chalk.
So, yeah, the owners, the family from Minnesota says that they are not selling the team, and feel like that they're the best to lead Minnesota Twins to the future. So, can't really do that if you sell all of your players. And honestly, I've adopted Eric's new moniker, the Minnesota Saints, because I do like that. But what do you guys think of this? I think this came as a surprise to quite a few people.
It certainly came as a surprise to me because I was thinking that they had that big fire sale because the Polat family just didn't really care anymore. They're like, we're going to be selling the team anyway, so what do we care if they're competitive in the future? It really did surprise me when they came out with that and said that they were taking the team off the market. And the part that was especially confusing is that it's one thing to sell or to trade players that are either impending free agents or are entering like their final arbitration eligible years. But I use like as an example, like a Louis Varland that you had control over for the next 6 years and you trade him to the Blue Jays. I mean, he's only in his second year of service time in the major leagues, and he's a dominant bullpen arm, and you trade him to the Blue Jays for, I mean, an okay return. I mean, but again, prospects, you just never know what's going to happen. So
Do you know
I don't know.
Do you know where Louis Varland pitched at?
Yes. What's the name of that college?
No, not that college. What Double-A team did he pitch for?
Huh? Oh, Wichita.
There you go. Yeah, he was fun to see. And then his brother at one point, Gus, was pitching in the Dodgers organization and pitched for Tulsa, so they got to play against each other in Double-A, which was fun. But yeah, that was really surprising to see that they sent him with. He was a local Minnesota kid from the area, so obviously he was thrilled when he got called up not only to St. Paul, but then when he got to go to the Twins.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't. Obviously, everything that's come across online, nobody is thrilled about it, and is like, why would you guys do this? But then again, I mean, all the owners that we are familiar with do stuff like this fairly often. So, I mean, as it surprises people, does it really surprise people?
Well, except the Dolan family. I mean, if Ed were here, he'd say how much he loves what they do for their organization. So,
for sure,
I feel comfortable speaking for Ed when I say that. So,
yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he'll be on here to agree with you any moment on. Yeah. And just give an idea about how local he is. He went to Concordia State.
That's what it was. I knew it. I couldn't remember the college, but I knew it was. I knew the college was in St. Paul.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, I said I was when I saw that hit, I was a little surprised, but also it's kind of. Oh, do you guys get like an arrogant tone from it?
I get kind of a um just an I don't care vibe from it, like a nonchalant thing. It's like, we have assets, and again, it's another thing to trade Correa because you're trying to do a salary dump, even though you sent like what $40 million along with that to the Astros anyway, but or 30 million, whatever it was. But like Varland's an example of like a guy that you can have that you're not going to pay much to for for at least the next few years, and you're and he's controllable, and you're trading him at the deadline when you could probably get more for him later. I mean, if he keeps up what he's doing. I mean, I'm thrilled because the Blue Jays got him, but it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense from a Twins
I
perspective.
I don't know that I would use that word specifically, only because it relates to me, and I can't really relate to him in doing that. So, side story about that. So when Mr. and Mrs. Wise were here this weekend, Donnie and I went to some breweries, and one of the breweries we stopped at had a couple sours on hand, and so I was asking the bartender to name or tell me a little bit about the sours, and he's basically said, "Well, this one has more of a sour finish, but this sour was more of a sweet." I'm like, "Well, I want that one because I'm sweet, right?" So Donnie said, "Well, just wait till we meet up with Mrs. Influencer later. I'm going to ask her, give me 3 words to describe you. And I can guarantee you one of those 3 words, single words only, none of them will be sweet." And the first one she used was arrogant. So guess that's what I am. So I can't really relate. I mean, that same word you just used, Virgil, for, the Twins owner. So she goes, "You didn't honestly think I was going to call you sweet, did you?"
What were the other 2 words?
I can't wait.
Well, she started to say cocky, but then said confident. Oh, organized. Organized was actually the first word, then arrogant. Then she started to say cocky, but then changed it to confident.
So she used arrogant and confident.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, a confidence.
But does that relate to this using that same word for, because you're like, well, are the Twins owners, are they arrogant?
Well, I mean, I say arrogant like I guess in this aspect, this kind of we know what we're doing when they probably don't really know what they're doing.
How does that make the social media admin feel when they're like, post this?
Probably updating their resume as we speak.
They're like, "We wrote this letter. You have to post it on socials for everybody to read."
Hey, on their last day, they can change the name of the account to the Minnesota Saints.
That's right.
If you're gonna go out, you might as well go out big time, right?
But they're not the only team that has a new owner. Going to basketball talk now, real quick. There's a new owner of the Portland Trail Blazers, bought from Paul Allen's estate. It is the Carolina Hurricanes owner, Tom Duden. I probably said that wrong. Now, apparently, I was not aware of the possibility of the Trailblazers moving from Portland if this was not done, because apparently they were looking for a buyer. But apparently that does fix that issue.
Mm-hmm.
So he does have a controlling stake of the Carolina Hurricanes back in from 2017 onward. Now this purchase has not been approved yet, so it's still in the process of working out. But they're currently trying to get that done. Apparently, they've been trying to sell the Trailblazers for a while, because back in, I think it was 2022 maybe, Phil Knight wanted to buy the team, but that got declined.
Well, the former owner of the Trailblazers was may he rest in peace, Paul Allen,
Right.
of Microsoft fame. For those that don't know, what I guess he was CEO of Microsoft at one point, after Bill Gates kind of moved aside, if I remember correctly. He was an executive of some sort higher up at Microsoft. And then he passed away, and it's been the family of Paul Allen that's been running the Trailblazers since.
He was a co-founder.
Was he a co-founder? Okay. I
Yeah.
couldn't remember. But anyways, I know he was the owner of the Trailblazers, and so, and Mr. Producer, did you say that as part of that deal, they have to keep the team in Portland?
I'm not saying that was part of the deal, but that's making it more likely that they will probably stay in Portland.
I wanted to say I read somewhere that was part of it.
Yeah, there's nothing I can't find. The article I'm reading does not really have the details listed as much. There's probably some better articles I can look into about it.
Well, there's certainly nothing finalized. I think the reports were saying that the intention is to keep the team in Portland, but of course that can be contingent on a lot of things, right? So we'll see, but that's good news for the Trailblazers that they've got a new owner and someone that wants to have the team. And Tom Dundon has done a good job with the Hurricanes. He certainly has invested heavily in the team, which I know Ed's not used to with teams that he roots for. But at least he's got one. But well, I take that back. The Browns invest in quarterbacks, but but we all know that. By the way, bring back Thad Lewis. Anyways, or Bruce Gradkowski, or whatever you want to say.
It's not happening. They're not coming back.
Are you sure?
Thad Lewis is not walking through that door.
Deshaun Kaiser?
No.
I wish I could say Jameis, but Jameis is basically is busy throwing passes that hit field goal posts and inviting everyone to Bible study.
He's at a better place.
Man, what a national treasure that man is. Have I said that before? If I haven't, I want to make sure everybody knows that man is a national treasure.
I believe you've had maybe once or twice.
Once or twice? Okay.
So I think it's time to spill the real reason why Ed's not here.
Okay. What do we got?
Well, clearly he is ducking a certain result that happened yesterday at the UEFA Super Cup against PSG and Tottenham. Now, the scoreline was 2-2, and PSG wins on penalties 4-3. And you're thinking, well, that must have been a pretty close game and all that. Well, it's not exactly how it happened, because PSG's goals came in the 85th and the stoppage time. So Tottenham had a 2-0 lead going on for the good bit of the second half, and then they completely collapsed at the end.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, for those that don't know, there's an adjective that we use in soccer. It's called Spursy. And Spursy means that you do not know how to keep a lead. You don't like when you think that you're about to win, it falls from your clutches. And ladies and gentlemen, that's what we call being Spursy, in honor of Tottenham Hotspur of North London. I'm gonna give them I'm gonna give them credit. They were good for about 60 to 65 minutes of that game. They were playing one of the best teams in the world in PSG. Yeah.
Beeson gets
Zach Beeson knows Tottenham blowing a lead is indeed a soccer tradition, no doubt about that. And Mike says, I have it on firsthand account that Donnie is torn due to the fact that Crystal Palace is going to lose this weekend to the World Club Cup champions Chelsea. Yes. As Zach can tell you, Chelsea, we are the champions of the world. Just so everybody knows.
For 4 years, yes.
We are the champions of the world. And we will be, as you said, we will be reminding everyone of that for the next 4 years. But congratulations to PSG. They won on PKs. on and and for the last 4 years. Yeah. Anyways, we are the champions. Anyways, yeah, Donnie didn't want to come and face the music that he has to face Chelsea this weekend. So
he's still riding off. He's still high off the Liverpool win. Just let him have it.
I'm gonna let him have his moment, but he couldn't come face the music and face me before our teams face off this weekend in the opening game of the Premier League season. So,
now is that at Stamford Bridge or is that at?
It is. It's at Stamford Bridge. Yep.
Okay, I wasn't sure where it was at.
Yeah, it's at Stamford Bridge. So, looking forward to that, and obviously, I'm excited about the season, and I can't wait for it to get started. Can't believe it's already here again. Mr. Producer, if you don't mind, I did have one question for you guys.
What's up?
So, in the world of sports, we're going to have a new way to. Well, there's two new ways actually that you can consume sports through two of the biggest outlets for sports. There's going to be the new ESPN standalone app, and then there's going to be the Fox One app. I think that the ESPN direct-to-consumer platform is going to be like $29.99 a month, and the Fox, and I think that starts August 21st. So I think a week from today is when
Correct.
It launches. And then the Fox One app is right around there. I think it might be the same day. And that's going to be $19.99 a month, or I think starting in October.
Fox, no, they are starting the same day because they're doing a bundle deal between where you can get both at the same time. Now,
I thought that didn't start until October. Is that actually starting in August that you can do that?
It says August. Yep, it says Fox.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, Fox One is live August 21st.
I knew that if you got both together, it would be like $39.99 a month. So what do you guys think of these direct consumer platforms for sports lovers? I mean, I know that everybody and their brother has come out with their own streaming service, and it's almost becoming with like for cord cutters, it's almost like, how is this any different to getting cable these days? But what do you think about the new ESPN? Like what do you anticipate with both platforms? Do you have any interest in trying them out, or do you think it's just a bad idea all around? I'd love to know both of your thoughts on that.
I'm curious what happens with ESPN Plus. That's kind of the one thing I'm trying to figure out, because I've got the Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN Plus bundle deal. So if I get most of my games from YouTube TV anyway, with the split screen. So like, I don't know what else I'm really going to be missing out not having these. And of course I watch a lot of FCS games. ESPN Plus has that covered. So will I get it initially? Probably not. I'll probably wait and see what actually they have to offer, because I don't know about you guys, but like, besides watching games, I don't watch ESPN for anything else. So it's like, why would I want to buy a network just for that when I can already watch the games another way?
Yeah. So
I don't know. To me, it seems kind of redundant. And the Fox One, because that's not sports. That's not sports too. That's like everything for Fox.
Is that what that is?
I believe so. Because I'm looking at some of the promo pictures, and it's got like Masked Singer and like some of their shows on Fox, and it's like, I mean, it's got FS1, FS2, Big 12, Big 10 Network, Fox Sports. I already said Fox Sports. So, see,
does it have Fox Sports World? That's what I want to know.
No, Fox Sports World is not anymore, Patrick. It's not a thing.
It's what?
Yeah, I know it's gone.
When did that happen?
For me, it doesn't do anything for me.
I agree, Zach. I completely agree. And Zach, I don't know this because I haven't read enough about it, but I would presume that probably is the case because of blackouts. I don't know. Maybe if it's, yeah. I always think that because it's a nationally televised game, that you'd have to have the TV provider, but I don't know. Yeah, because other than that, it's like you get the morning shows. Unless you watch all those, then I don't know why you'd need either one. Like I know if I'm going to watch between either one of them, it would be the ESPN over the Fox one for me, because I've never watched any of the Fox shows anyway, even their sports ones, like with Broussard and everybody over there. I don't really watch any of those, and I don't watch a lot of the ESPN ones either. But of the two, I think I would be more interested in the ESPN one than the Fox One platform.
Yeah, really, for me, like I said, it just kind of depends what happens with ESPN Plus.
And I'm guessing that if you subscribe to this ESPN direct to consumer platform, that you'd still be able to access ESPN Plus. That's me presuming, though. I've not read the package details to really know.
Yeah, I can't. It's foggy on that. I can't really make heads or tails on it. I just want to.
And at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if they made you get both ESPN Plus and the ESPN direct to consumer. So that way, it's like more money. It's kind of like when you want to watch your favorite team. Sometimes, if you want to watch, I use soccer as an example. You've got to have Peacock. You've got to have some TV package that has USA or something else. I mean, it's
Paramount for Champions League.
Paramount for Champions League. I mean, it's like to really watch your team, you got to have 4 different apps. Baseball, it's like you've got to have to really watch everything. You have to certainly if you're watching a local team, you're going to have to get like 3 different packages to try to get most of your games. Now, if you're lucky like me, and you get to watch your team, but your team is like way, way, way out of your service area, you can catch most of them. But even then, you still have to get like ESPN, Apple TV. If they have a Friday night game, you got to have the Roku Sports Channel if they end up on Roku. Maybe cable if they have a nationally televised game. So it almost make it like it's almost as expensive as having cable. So sometimes even more so. So I don't know. Eric, what do you think?
I have cable.
Well, of course you do. You're an influencer.
That's right. Yeah, they need to go back to having everything just kind of, although to Virgil's point, so ESPN Plus, I watch a lot of Wichita State's baseball games that are on there. A lot of their basketball games are typically like on ESPN Plus. So I'll watch a lot of, my local just because they have it on ESPN Plus. So yeah, I'm also kind of curious what's going to happen with that. But outside of that, I watch a lot of football. So I used to have DirecTV Sunday Ticket before they moved it over to YouTube. I had the old DirecTV, and so I would watch obviously all the Packers games, but for the most part, majority of them are here locally because they usually play the 3:25 slot on like Fox, or if they're like on Sunday night or Monday night, obviously this will be on national TV. So there's not too many weeks that they're not on where I can't watch them anyways. And then like, because we're obviously in the area, all the Chiefs games are on, so I always watch those. And then I like to watch the Royals as much as I can, but outside of that, I don't watch a ton of TV unless it's like Big Brother, Amazing Race, or Temptation Island. Other than that, I don't really have much because I'm always, out of town traveling or whatever. So I don't watch a ton of TV.
Well, you brought up a great point. Speaking of the Packers, I did want to get your thoughts on Jordan Love. I think he announced today he's going to get surgery so that he can be ready for week 1.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that, or what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, as a doctor, I believe it's necessary for him.
Apparently,
Apparently,
here. I love your medical opinion,
thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Influencer.
Hey, that's actually that's good.
Dr. Influencer.
I need to get a jersey that has that on the back, Dr. Influencer. Uh, so with his thumb, obviously he's been in some pain, but he thinks whatever surgery is going to happen, because we're what, 3-ish weeks away.
Yeah.
And so whatever is going to get done is supposedly going to make him feel 100% for the season. So even though it is surgery, apparently whatever he's getting done, I don't know the ins and outs of all what's happening with his thumb, but apparently he'll be good to go, hopefully, for week 1, which is great. It's not one that's going to keep him out for 2 or 3 weeks. It sounds like he should, and maybe it would keep him out for 2 or 3 weeks timeline now, whereas since we're about 3 weeks out, and maybe that's why. So maybe if it was something that was like at the beginning of the season, maybe he would miss a couple weeks. But yeah, hopefully, I don't know. He struggled at times last year, obviously in his second season as the full starter. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, or maybe last week. Malik Willis did a good job as a backup, but who knows if he had to jump in for a few games this year. He's with us again this year, so who knows if he would play like that again. Hopefully he would, but hopefully Love stays healthy enough. And with getting Matthew Golden in there, from everything that I read, they did like the top ranked receivers from each player in the NFC North, and he was like the Packers, and he hadn't even played a snap yet for the Packers, and they have him ranked for the Packers, the top ranked wide receiver. So
hey, look who decided to show up.
Who goes to a concert with an intermission? Oh, different acts coming on. That makes sense. I
thought he went to see Crisscross.
He did.
Okay.
Mac Daddy's going to make him jump.
Well, I was going to say he decided to jump into the show to try to make it look like he was actually here.
Okay, that was actually good. That was good. I'll give you that one.
Thank you.
I didn't know people refer to, I guess it would be technically an intermission. I just feel like, oh, one band's done, the next one's getting ready to come on.
I would have called it a break, not an intermission, but
that's true. But this guy's also 97, so
is that all he is? I was going to say, I thought he was like 197.
Well, remember, intermission is affluent for break.
You what?
Intermission is affluent for break. That's what it means.
Oh, I thought maybe it was after his nap.
No.
Okay.
No, he's probably up there cleaning his opera glasses right now before watching the second act.
Yeah, well,
she's correct.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have it on good authority that he managed to sit in the suite when he was in Wichita.
That he definitely did, because I took him up there. Intermission between Men at Work and Toto. So is he talking about the one from that sings Africa? Yes, Toto? Toto. So yeah, we don't know Mrs. Mayer.
Africa. Yeah.
Thanks, Mrs. Mayer.
Yeah, Mike knows. He said, it's a private concert. Yeah, Mike, you're right. They're not gonna sit there with other people and watch it. Donnie couldn't stand that.
He didn't want to come on tonight because he didn't want to have gushing reviews about me and taking him around my town this past weekend, all weekend.
I wanted to ask you about that. Like, so first of all, like, I do want to know how the visit went, but how did Donnie get to sit up in a, like in a suite? And then even though I was the first one to come visit you, I never got up into a suite.
So this year, and I'm not just saying this just because you're on here, but this year they started where season ticket holders get one free upgrade to what's called the vault. So it's not a specific suite that most like corporations have, but it's a big, huge buffet.
Man, that would have been delicious.
Tell them all about it. It was a taco bar night. So there was little like street tacos. There was chips and salsa. I think some like elote dip, some refried beans. They had some little cupcake things that looked like they were in the shape of a baseball, some cookies.
Was there a lot of Taco Bell?
Yeah, exactly. So we got in there. Actually, as season ticket holders, we can get in 15 minutes before the gates open. So we were in there about an hour and 15 early. So we started eating, and that is up. It's good for up to through the third inning. And then they also have in the corner a thing of pretzels, soft pretzels, hot dogs, and popcorn that you can get pretty much through towards the end of the game. So,
Virgil, did you get to go to a suite when you were in Wichita?
he didn't come to a Wind Surge game.
Technically, I was able to tour that area, but like I said, I wasn't there for a season. I wasn't there for a game. I didn't get to tour the suites at X Stadium at Wichita State. That makes you feel better.
You what?
Neither did
I
I.
didn't get to tour the suites at Wichita State. That makes you feel better.
Oh, I didn't get to do that either. I mean, I
I
definitely
took you in
paid
there.
for food. I definitely paid for food at three Wind Surge games. That's for darn sure.
We did. We took him to Brahms, and we took him to Picasso's,
You took him to Doodah Diner as well.
and took him to do. So we did stuff that you did.
I gotta ask
Yeah.
Donnie. I gotta see what Donnie's impression of Brahms is.
Brahms is outstanding.
They
Now,
had six,
wait, are you talking about the music, or are you talking about the ice cream?
Yes, I was talking about the music, Patrick, where you can only hear that in Wichita, in the Midwest, and nowhere else.
Oh, outstanding! Very good. Like pinkies up.
Rhonda
I was
said-
super impressed by the suite, Eric. Oh, man.
Sweet, SWEET, sweet Eric.
No.
See,
no,
Rhonda says I'm
no,
sweet.
No.
Yeah.
There was no comma in there, so it's sweet Eric.
You already got the doctor moniker. We're not giving you sweet.
Did you really, Zach?
That's awesome.
Oh, I did not know that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I swear,
had-
like, is there anything Zach hasn't done?
Well,
Like-
that's true.
Like, I mean, he's
Yes.
either been to a place or he's worked at it. Anyways,
He has not been to the NBC World Series, so there is one thing he has not
I
done.
believe he has also not been to a Trash Panda game.
Ooh, Zach.
Or at least if he has, I wasn't there.
So they have
Well,
right
you know what
now.
they're doing now. He's going to have challenge accepted. He will, and he'll find a way to get to Huntsville, and he'll find a way to,
Shout out to Zach though. While we were at the NBC Baseball Around the Clock at the 3 a.m. game, he was overseas watching it on YouTube. So
I
Zach
love
was
that.
watching the games we were at in the middle of the night, and who
Well,
knows what time
and-
it was there.
Zach, I'm sorry if you're tired of me saying it, but we're really, really glad you're back stateside, my man. So
Definitely.
that's excellent news, and thank you for your service, and so glad you're home.
Brahms has 6 Hispanic flavor ice cream. And so I got the sopapilla cheesecake ice cream, which is really, really good.
Ooh, that sounds good.
So they have a limited time flavors that they got going on. So hopefully
So-
Rhonda and Donnie enjoyed that.
So Whataburger has right now has a Dr. Pepper blackberry shake.
Hmm.
I can't wait to try that. It's unique enough for me to want to try it. So it was a wonderful weekend with Eric, Shannon, and especially Easton. I love that boy. He's a lot nicer than Eric, isn't he?
I wouldn't say that. Although Donnie's going to start
Everyone
t-shirt.
else would. Everyone
Donnie's
else
going to
would.
start a t-shirt business, and Easton gave him a lot of one-liners that he's going to put on t-shirts because the kid's just so hilarious.
Oh, outstanding. Love that. Loved the mango one I had.
Yeah, and then Easton went over and he's like, Mr. Donnie, give me your ice cream. So he was eating Donnie's ice cream for him.
You must have been so proud.
But we'll let him talk next week when he's on the show. We'll let him talk more about the trip. But it was fun. And we didn't get to go inside of X Stadium at Wichita State, but you could park in the outfield, and it's just a chain link fence, so you can see into the stadium. So he got some good pictures. And then the Pizza Hut Museum was closed on the weekend, so we just kind of like looked in the windows and saw a little bit of it. But
And I went on Saturday as well when it was closed.
yeah,
I
didn't
did get to
realize.
go into the Wichita State Stadium. I did get to do that.
Yeah, so see, you did get to do something he didn't do.
One thing.
We didn't take him to Spangles.
You didn't take him to Spangles?
No.
And I will say, through no fault of yours, because you did take him, I did get to see like at the keeper, I got to see it actually lit up. So
That's right. He didn't get to see that. Yeah, so we get
I
to
didn't
the
get to see that?
No, so okay, so yeah, Virgil got to go as well. So Virgil, so we get there, it's summertime, it's packed. There's a lot of people. get down there. And when you went, I think it was 7 o'clock probably, because it was, or did it move to 9? You came late, or
it was 9 because we were at the arcade trying to kill someone before us.
So it's still going at 9, but then once it gets to fall and winter, it moves up to 7. But so 9 o'clock, get there, everybody's waiting around. They come on and do the little announcement, hey, make sure you don't climb on the rocks, the keeper, blah, blah, blah. And then it follows up with, due to high winds, we are not doing the fire tonight. And we're like, you waited till 9 o'clock to just now announce this when everybody is here? And so we all had to leave. So he's like, well, I guess I'll have to come back, because he got to see the keeper, got to see the troll. The troll has a new debit card. So the troll's probably racking up a bill for Mrs. Influencer. So she's like, or somebody said, oh, look, there's a frog on like a statue, not an actual frog, but a little frog on the troll on his shoulder. And she goes, yeah, let me see. Bends down to look into there, has her little crossbody purse bag open, and her debit card goes right through the grate.
Oh, no.
So it's at the bottom with the troll. So he's probably racking up the bill there in troll land.
Well, I was going to say that what I heard is that Donnie got trolled because he didn't get to see the fire with the keeper.
That's right. Lynn, you got to come back.
Yeah, man.
But so, and then of course, because that's basically not my exact job that I do, but part of, where I work. Fine, whatever. I'll close your debit card and I'll order you a new card. So I had to do all that for her. So,
man, have fun in Kansas, Donnie.
That's right.
Toto too.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
No, we're not.
You know how many millions of times I hear that, like on a daily basis?
Do you ever have to follow the yellow brick road or not?
No.
Okay. Just thought I'd ask.
But that wouldn't make sense because you're in Kansas right now.
Well, trust me. Anytime I say I'm from Kansas, we're not in Kansas anymore, Toto. Yeah. Ha 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 ha.
You can say, actually, I am in Kansas all the time.
That's right.
Okay, so with football, like I said, Jordan Love is really the big story to follow right now, especially if he's having the surgery or not. It looks like he is.
Honestly, Virgil, I thought you just said Ulafala, and I was like, what?
Look at me, Shuafala.
Shulafala. Sorry. Got it. My bad.
So I want to go focus on, I don't know if you guys are aware of this or not, but not this weekend, but next weekend, college football starts.
Week 0.
So
Farmageddon overseas.
Farmageddon in Ireland, which is so weird to say or
I'm
even see.
Still extremely disappointed I missed out getting to see Notre Dame over there. I had everything planned out in 2020 because they were supposed to originally play there in 2020. Had tickets to the game, had hotel, had airlines booked, everything booked.
What happened in 2020?
Yeah, they decided that they
he had a 3-leaf clover. He had a 3-leaf clover instead of a 4.
Correct. Yep. Yeah. So I never got to see Notre Dame play at Aviva Stadium where Farmageddon's being played, but they're both ranked, so that's a early season ranked matchup.
Yeah. Who is it again? It's Iowa State and who?
Kansas State, the terrible purple team.
And really, that could be a Big 12 championship.
Hey, that's where Virgil's lady friend went to school, right?
Yeah, so he's a big fan of the purple team. So
I know he is.
Whoa. I tolerate Kansas State. I will say that they're definitely not the most hated Big 12 team that I deal with.
Well, if you are watching the game next week, that's who you better cheer for.
Oh, I don't cheer for Iowa State. Not since 2011. So that gives me a chance to talk about. I wanted to just wait till we had a full crew for that, but we have never had that since we started this at 7. So I was going to go ahead and ask you to, what expectations do you have for your teams this year?
Which one? I have 2.
We're going to go Notre Dame for you because Kansas, I think. I want to hear Kansas too, honestly, from you. But okay. I think they're probably the bigger one.
We'll start there. Kansas, had way higher expectations last year that they did not live up to. And this year we lost our best running back, Big 12, one of the best in the Big 12, and Devin Neal graduated all-time touchdown score for KU and had some other records he broke. So it'll be interesting to see what the running back committee looks like this year. We do have Jaden Daniel. Jalen? Who's your guy? And who's now Washington?
Jaden Daniels is,
okay, so
is in
Jalen.
the NFL. Jalen Daniels, yeah.
Okay. Jalen Daniels is back for his final season. So at least we have a veteran at quarterback, but they lost pretty much their entire wide receiver core. So it'd be interesting to see how the offense is going to roll this year. So I don't think the expectations are going to be quite as high. Now they do have it's a brand new stadium, except they have the visiting sides stand still intact. That's phase 2, where they're eventually going to do new stands on that side. But I don't understand why they just didn't do all new stands all the way around. That didn't really make sense.
Has Les Miles inspected the grass yet?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to make sure it tastes good.
And forgive me if I was wrong for last year, because I don't remember, because that year was kind of a blur for me. Did Jalen Daniels play the entire season that year?
Yes.
Okay, so he's got okay. I know in the past he's always been on the injury side.
And that's what a big thing is. They thought that if he could stay healthy with the offense they had with big time receivers, and they just could not. They were led in majority of those games, but they could not close it out. Obviously, a big issue was the defense, but the offense too couldn't. I think Arizona State, if I'm remembering right, who weren't they Big 12 champs this past year? They had them on the ropes where they could have beat them, and a majority of their losses were within the last few minutes of the game. So that was one thing where he was able to finally stay healthy. So hopefully he can this year. I'm not sure who their backup is, if it's still Cole Ballard or not, who is Chris Ballard of the Colts, his son. I don't know if he's still with them or not, so I don't know who their backup is. But yeah, he played all of last year, but we'll see. Hopefully he can stay healthy his final season, because he could be a difference maker. He can run and everything, but offense, I think, is one thing that I'm not sure how it's going to go. So it'll be interesting to see the new guys.
Ballard is still on the team according to this roster.
So he probably would be this, I would say the second string. Does it say?
It doesn't have, I don't have depth chart yet.
Who else does it list as QB?
Jalen Daniels, Isaiah Marshall, David McComb.
Isaiah Marshall's probably going to be back up. My guess is he'll be
Mikey Pauley is the other one. Let me see if I can find a depth. Let me see if there's anything out there.
Probably not yet, I wouldn't guess, but I bet Isaiah Marshall is going to be back up. So he hasn't played yet.
You're talking about for Kansas, right?
Yeah. But yeah, my guess is that if Daniels gets hurt, that Marshall will be the guy to go, and then going next year as well. I bet he'll be the main guy once Daniels is gone.
So looking at projections right now, a lot of people, so it looks like Ballard will maybe this backup.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he actually played 2 seasons ago. He came in when Daniels got hurt against Kansas State and led them almost back to a win in that game. So he's been all right, but I mean, he's not gonna, set the world on fire or whatever. But I would honestly think that Marshall's probably gonna take over the number 2 spot behind Daniels if I had to guess. So, and then same thing with defense, losing a lot of guys. So it'll be interesting to see. They have Fresno State to start, I think, in technically week 1. They don't play next week. And then I believe they play Missouri, and that's going to be a ranked matchup or Missouri is going to be ranked. So that's going to be pretty tough because they're always usually pretty good. So we'll see what they look like after the first couple games.
They actually do play on the 23rd.
Is that when they play Fresno State?
Yes.
Okay, so I guess they do. They should theoretically win that game. So it'll be interesting to see then how they go against Missouri. As far as Notre Dame goes, they have a lot of big pieces. They brought in some big name wide receiver transfers. Their big thing is Riley Leonard graduated, so now it's between CJ Carr and Kenny Minchie. And I've heard both ways. I just heard yesterday that they think Minchie might start, but prior to yesterday, I heard a lot of CJ Carr might start. Both of them are supposed to be, big time arms and stuff, but I think Minchie's a little more of a runner, but they're both new and haven't had any starts before. So it's a matter of who can step up and how quickly. But Jeremiah Love's back.
Right? They're both red shirts, right?
I believe so. Yeah. Jeremiah Love's back. He is a potential Heisman candidate as far as the best could be the best running back in college this year. It's big, like I said, big names coming over and transfer for wide receivers, and then the defense should be pretty good again. So the only question for me for Notre Dame is the quarterback situation and how quickly can they develop. A lot of people say they have a shot at getting back and getting deep in the playoffs, but it's all going to be a matter of which quarterback, or if they do both. So a lot of times they do like dual quarterbacks. Be curious to see, just because they don't have that experience at quarterback like they've had in the past. Because Sam Hartman and who did I say? Who's your guy? I forgot. Sorry, I just lost the name of your guys' quarterback in Indianapolis.
What? Riley Leonard?
Riley Leonard. Yeah, sorry. I just lost his name. Leonard. And before that, Sam Hartman, who both transferred in. Duke and Wake Forest. So they've had experience with senior transfers, but then they're like, we wanted to do that the last couple of years, but this year we need to get it with our guys that we've had in-house. So that's my big question, is how's the quarterback's going to perform? And I don't even know. I haven't really looked at their schedule yet to see who even they're play. Oh, they play Miami down in Miami first game. So that's going to be a huge game, because the first game is going to be at Hard Rock, and then the championship and the BCS, the college football playoff. Let's go back to the BCS.
Yeah, I was about to say
the college football playoff
championship subdivision.
National championship is also at Hard Rock. So they said, can Notre Dame start and end in Miami? So it's all a matter of, who stays healthy, if the quarterbacks can perform. So we'll see.
What's interesting for them, looking at their schedule, they've got Miami first, and then they bye, and then they play Texas A&M that week after.
Do we really need to play one game and then a bye?
That's how schedules work sometimes. I don't. I find that really weird. But yeah,
they need to. I think once they roll for 5 or 6 weeks, then take a little break, because.
Well, they do have a second bye after USC on the 18th of October.
Zach, I have unfortunately never been to South Bend yet. I've seen Notre Dame play at least 2 or 3 times, but it's always been somewhere outside of South Bend. So I want to get to see them at some point. Haven't made it up to South Bend yet to see them, unfortunately.
When was the last time you saw them play in person?
It would have been the Alamo Bowl game in 2016 against Army, and Zach would be Army, I think 43-6 down there in San Antonio. 2016.
I think you've been there a lot later than that.
No, there wasn't. No, 2021. 2022 for the Fiesta Bowl. I was not there. No.
Oh, you weren't there. Oh, okay, my bad. I thought you were there for that.
No, I didn't make it to the January 1 New Year's 6 Bowl, Fiesta Bowl, where the Arizona Cardinals play. I did not go to that game. No.
Oh, that's such a shame. I thought you did. I don't know why.
I wanted to go. But
who did Notre Dame play in that game?
I said Army.
Not the Fiesta Bowl.
I don't know. Navy, maybe?
Don't worry, Patrick. You'll get another one coming soon. But let's
Well, I was going to ask you, Virgil, what do you think about your team's chances, this upcoming season?
So this is really the first time I have no idea what to expect, because brand new coordinators, both offensive and defensive coordinators, are in. And it's a battle between two quarterbacks right now. Haas Haney, who transferred from TCU, and Zane Flores. Neither of them have ever thrown a college pass yet. So kind of looking forward to see how that turns out. But even with the 3-9 season they've had, they've lost a lot. They've lost Ollie Gordon to draft. Mm-hmm. They lost Brandon Presley too.
What happened last year?
So
that was not a 3-9 team.
Well, no. Okay, sorry. Let me be more specific. What happened to Ollie Gordon last year? Dude was a monster 2 years ago.
I think there's two factors that went into it. One was how he kind of became. He was unknown 2 years ago and just kind of broke out because no one knew how to block him yet, had the schemes for him. So with a year of tape on him now, you expect a lot of different, you expect people to see him again and have not as many numbers. But to me, the biggest problem was the line just couldn't block for him. Casey Dunn's play calling also, a lot of them were just runs up the middle. There was no passes to the side. There were no bootleg throws. There were no screen passes to him where he usually did most of his damage. It wasn't until the BYU game where they finally kind of got him out of his shell to use him again, and then they just went conservative again. So it was just a lot of running up the middle, and they couldn't do anything with that.
You mean to tell me Alan Bowman's no longer there?
Yes, Alan Bowman he actually had another year, which I don't know how that's possible.
He got another year of eligibility, right?
His 27th year, him of the 3-yard screen pass, and he can't throw more than 4 yards down the field.
Be fair, it's his 28th year.
Okay. And then I'm assuming you guys probably still have Lindy Waters III. That dude's been in college forever.
He's at I think he's with the Spurs right now, the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah.
But Eric, just to let you know, when one Presley leaves, another Presley has arrived. Braylon Presley, the youngest of the three, has now arrived.
Is he number 0 as well?
I don't know what his number is. I'll have to look that one up. But yeah, do I think they'll win 3 games again? No, I would like to think they would.
That's because they won 13.
Well, the funny thing is that when Gundy's under pressure, any sort of pressure whatsoever, weird stuff happens.
Wait, Gundy?
Yes. As in Mike Gundy.
Go Pokes.
There you go. Now you got it out. So
I'll sleep in the same bed with you again if they win 13 games this year.
Listen, don't get my hopes up, okay?
But no, my expectation is I think I'm not worried about the wide receivers because I got Tyler Cetron, who really he was probably the only positive wide receiver that's still there. So I think he's going to be good. He's probably going to have a breakout season. Yeah. Running backs, not too sure what to expect on that. I think once I know who the quarterback's going to start, I'm going to feel a lot better about it. Defense, the defense was terrible last year, but that was kind of more of a scheme issue because the guy, Brian Nardo, who was brought in, was supposed to run a 5-4-3 system. But Gundy ran a 4-3 up front, so he was not ready for that. So he was not used to that, so basically kind of screwed him up.
Zach doesn't remember who has the internal scoreboard, their final game ever.
Yeah, who won the last Bedlam?
I'm so glad this is back.
Yeah, just leave that there. I mean, you lost to Alan Bowman. I mean, Bowman that went 3-9 afterwards. But no, I don't know. There's been a lot of players that left transfer portal. Like I said, we had two of the quarterbacks that actually did play for Oklahoma State. They're both gone. Garrett Rengrell went to Virginia Tech, and Milwaukee Smith, I think, went to Ole Miss of all places. But
Ole Miss has money to burn, so that, there's a good there's a lot of reasons why people go to Ole Miss.
Yeah, but of course we won't really know right away because their first game is against UT Martin, and then their second game is against some team up northwest. I think it's like Oregon or something. At Oregon. Yeah, right.
Bright yellow against bright orange.
I mean, they'll probably be in their road whites or blacks, but no road whites. No, actually, they may be in their oranges. Oh God, if that's gonna
Why
be
not?
bright, I mean bright yellow versus orange, I'm gonna have to turn on the TV brightness on that. But
That's like when they play in basketball. They played Oregon before, and it's bright orange and yellow. Does Zach not want to talk about his quarterback that's supposedly allegedly gambling?
now he was on the show when we talked about it last week, but he was
Oh,
kind of
did you?
quiet about that. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit last week because it was while he was at Washington State. God, he's just like my uncle. We don't, you're gonna tell me about all the Heisman Trophy winners you got too. I mean, I live in the present, not in the past. So just jumping all over to jump the SEC. Don't even take us. Come on, man.
So question about Mike Gundy. Is he going to be phenomenal or great this season?
Yes, he's a man, but he's not 40.
This may be if he does not make a bowl game this year, I think this may be his last year. Like I said before, any other time he has faced any sort of pressure and hot seat, he has done well. Back in 2010, when he couldn't break the ceiling against some of the bigger teams like OU, Texas, and Texas Tech at the time. He goes on that run in 2011, almost making it to the national championship game if it wasn't for the Iowa State kick. 2021, the year before, he had there was a Chuba Hubbard issue, and almost lost that locker room because of that. Builds a run, makes it to the Big 12 championship, would have made it to the playoffs if they tackled that Baylor, if that yard at the 1 yard, at the rush at the 1 yard line goes in. So like they've had great years, but every single time it's happened, it's because Gundy's been kind of in a corner.
Yeah, Patrick Jr. over here.
That. I mean, that could work.
No.
But
Wow.
he's been doing it. He's been doing it for a while. So I mean, he's the second or third longest tenured coach at his job.
Does Boone have kids, or who's gonna give them money to buy a new coach if he's out?
I'm glad you asked that question because I had to look that up when the NIL thing about the schools like being paid directly. What that was, apparently there is a trust foundation that still is paying Oklahoma State through Boone after the fact. So now when that stops, I don't know where it's going to come with that. Maybe Garth Brooks will put something in. I don't know.
Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders, yeah.
Barry Sanders. Chuba Hubbard.
I mean, if Chuba Hubbard leads the Carolina Panthers to the Super Bowl, I mean, maybe. But yeah.
So what I got out of that is that in order to keep his job, Mike has to come out all Gundy's blazing. Is that what I'm understanding?
Next topic.
Okay, so we've talked about Eric's teams in Notre Dame and Kansas. We talked about my team with Oklahoma State. So Patrick, how do you think Georgia State's going to do this year?
They're going to get the break speed off of them in Oxford week 1, but
okay, LSU. What do you think? Okay, what's your expectations of LSU this year?
I mean, certainly not national championship. I mean,
what, Brian Kelly? You don't say.
Yeah. Listen, LSU is going to win a national title this year when Brian Kelly learns how to speak Cajun. So, in other words, that's not going to happen.
Hey, y'all go Tigers.
Hey, we just need Coach O to come back and say, "Go Tigers, go Tigers."
No, that's not Coach O. I can actually hear what you said.
So, we're in a good program. What do I do? Tigers, and we're gonna go and all going blazing, and we're going to nom.
It's like we have Coach O with us right now.
We know I got a lot of time on my hand because I'm not the coach anymore, but I got $70 million. Go stay at home, go Tigers. Anyways, I got Eric to laugh, so it's worth it. Anyways,
that was actually pretty good.
Thank you. I think LSU has a chance to have a decent season. I'm a little worried about Garrett Nussmeier because they keep saying he doesn't have an injury, but he really does. So I'm just waiting for him to struggle.
Dr. Prospector?
Yeah. Well, what was it? I think it was like a knee issue or something like that, but they keep saying it's not something it's a chronic condition that he's had, but they keep saying it's not going to affect him and that he is going to play. But I think that LSU's success is attached to Nussmeier this year. But I just think there's better teams in the SEC than LSU. I really do. I mean, who knows what happens, but I just don't think their season's going to come down to start with. The biggest Achilles heel that they've had is not winning the opening game. I mean, they've lost to Florida State twice. They lost, what was that? Because I think it was Florida State last season. And then they lost to Texas. I guess it was Texas last year and Florida State the 2 years before.
It definitely wasn't Florida State last year. That I can tell you that.
It what?
It was not Florida State last year. I can tell you that.
Yeah, well, no, that's right. It was 2 years. It was 2 and 3 years ago that happened. And then I think they played Texas last year, and then they lost. Sorry, no, USC. USC. That's who it was. They lost to USC.
What was wrong with Florida State last year?
Mike Norvell didn't get the support that he deserves.
Remember when I was complaining about Florida State having a 3-9 record?
Was it because the guy wouldn't eat out of the red Solo cup?
That's what it was. That is
Solo cup.
what it was.
But I think they start out with a big game against Clemson this year, so I don't know if I can trust that game because Dabo gets all the calls his way, and he has more control than any one coach should ever have over all the referees, and he basically dominates college football with his preferential treatment. And Donnie agrees with me on that. If he were here, he'd definitely say that. So
he gave all his money. Donnie's given all his money to the football program, so they get all the special calls. And
they did lose to A&M. You're right, Terry. What's up, Terry?
Who did A&M lose to, Terry? Did Donnie shared an article about Clemson? Anybody actually read that?
No.
Yeah.
I can summarize it by saying that it was just a puff piece about Dabo Swinney. So
okay, cool. Yeah.
I saw that and I'm like, I ain't got time for that. I've got to pay people.
No. I saw it and I was like, I said, I'm not going to read all that. Happy for you though, or sorry that happened. That was kind of my that's always my summary whenever he sends anything like that is, I'm not going to read all that. Happy for you though, or sorry that happened. So that way I can just summarize it all in that. But Virgil, I think they have a chance to have a solid season, but I do not see them like winning the SEC. I'm hoping maybe they can sneak into the college football playoff, but I think at a minimum for Brian Kelly to keep his job, he has to do that.
Yeah, I feel like his playoffs are bust for him.
Yeah. When you're making $9.5 million a year as a head football coach, that's the least they expect. And he keeps saying he's putting a lot of pressure on himself too, because he said this is the most talented team he's had since he's been at LSU. I'll believe it when I see it, but I think it's going to be a good season. I just don't know if it's going to be a national championship winning season.
Well, let me pull up their schedule real quick.
The big thing is going to be the Clemson game to start with, because while it's good that it's at the beginning, I mean, you're already fighting a losing battle if you lose the first game.
Let's see. They start at Clemson.
Yep.
Then they play Louisiana Tech, and that can go anywhere. Let's be honest. But their first conference game at versus Florida,
and Florida beat them last year.
Yes, and apparently Florida's supposed to be a lot more improved compared to last year. So
speaking of coaches that are on the hot seat.
Oh, definitely. I think if he didn't finish the way he did, he probably would have been gone.
I couldn't believe he kept his job. Honestly. For a program like Florida, like
then
I don't know many Gators fans that wanted him to stay, but
yeah, I don't know many either. Then Southeastern Louisiana, then at Ole Miss, which Ole Miss I'm kind of curious about because I feel like they're going to have I think they're probably at a major drop off after losing Dart. I don't know it
really depends on how Austin Simmons does.
Yeah.
Austin Simmons is a good quarterback. I mean, he's shown flashes of it, but I feel like it's a lot like he's definitely different from Jackson Dart, but it's just like, what are you going to get? Can he be consistent? because he's young.
Is that Ben's son?
You what?
Is that Ben's son?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then after that, South
But
Carolina.
he's only been there like a year, so we'll see how he does.
Then at Vanderbilt, which apparently is Death Valley again. Then versus Texas A&M. Then at Alabama, which I'm really curious how they do. I haven't really heard much about them. Like just here, like locally.
They just named their starting quarterback earlier this week.
They did Simpson, yeah.
Simpson. Okay.
Yeah. Then Arkansas, and then the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky, and then they finished the season at Norman.
Yeah.
That's going to be I think that's going to be pretty tough. Some of those road games maybe.
Going to Norman's always tough, right? I mean, no matter how good Oklahoma is, going to Norman's always a tough place to go. Going to was it Vaught Hemingway Stadium in Oxford?
Yeah,
is always a tough place to go.
Yeah, it's so tough it wouldn't even let Johnny inside the stadium. We tried,
and did they not know that you guys are way above average podcast hosts?
They should. He actually went into the baseball stadium and got kicked out.
Are you serious?
Yeah, is that how he became a Mississippi State baseball fan? Or was he already that before?
No,
he was always kind of more Mississippi State, but more than Ole Miss anyway, right?
I mean, he's literally halfway in between both. So he's like 30, 45 minutes right in between both Oxford and Starkville. And we didn't get to end up going to the game at Ole Miss because I had car trouble, so I didn't get there in time.
Yeah.
So we ended up going to Mississippi State the next day. But then the day after, we went over to Ole Miss, and it was spring break, and they had the gates open to part of the stadium, and he walks in, and these like workers were like, "You can't be in here." He's like, "Relax, people. I'm just checking it out or whatever." So not super pleasant people, but
man, I heard this also was made in Calhoun City. Calhoun City.
That kind of describes Ole Miss. We think about not pleasant people, but
that's right.
Well, they like to stay in their own lane. It's just what they do.
Okay.
You should be left on the tarmac for that one.
That's what?
Should be left on the tarmac for that one.
No, usually it's Eric that gets left behind. I'll let him do that.
So are there any teams you guys are curious about how they'll be this season that we have not talked about? Now, of course, we're going to go in more in depth next week.
You already named one with Ole Miss because I'm very intrigued by them.
Grambling.
Now, Grambling is kind of interesting. I mean, they did have a pretty good year ago. So you knew I was going to have the answers for this. Why'd you even bother?
Prairie View A&M.
Mercer.
So Mercer is number 11th right now in the FCS preseason poll. Probably the favorite to win the SoCon.
Why they're so low?
SoCon's not a generational power as much anymore. I mean, they'll still put two teams in the playoffs, but they probably won't make it to the semifinals. They probably won't make it to the semifinals.
Is anyone going to overtake Hutchinson Community College for the JUCO National Championship?
That's your area. You ask me.
No. I mean, listen, there's such a rich tradition of winning in Hutch.
For real, though, legit, because they won the
NBC World Series,
JUCO National.
JUCO National Championship. So Hutch is kind of synonymous with winning. So, Grandma, well, it's not Grandma Prophet, right? It's
my mom's mom. So no,
it's your Prophet adjacent.
There you go.
Grandma adjacent Prophet. Grandma Prophet adjacent. How about that? There we go. Eventually we'll get it right. She lives there, so there's she's winning, like Charlie Sheen. She's winning.
Who, by the way, just celebrated her 95th birthday the other day.
Well, happy belated birthday, Grandma Prophet adjacent. I love that.
We'll see how long you can keep up with that. That's gonna be a hard one for you to remember.
Which one? Grandma Prophet adjacent?
Yes.
That's gonna be fantastic.
GPA.
I was just about to say 4.0. 4.0.
There it is.
GPA.
And there go all of our listeners.
Hey, actually, we've gone up in listeners, ironically. Must be because the content is so great.
That's right.
See, I wish you had GPA. You said GPA earlier, so I could speaking of GPA, let's talk about college football. But can't do that now.
Well, let's see. What other team have we not covered?
We haven't really said a whole lot about the Pac-2 or the Big Ten, have we?
Ed's not here for Big Ten because I know he's probably got opinions on that. I mean, you got Ohio State, you got Penn State.
Who's running the show now that what's his name he graduated from Ohio State?
I don't know who their starting is.
They were still fighting it out.
Are they?
I don't know who they had a couple transfers that came in.
Is Michigan gonna be better this year?
Well, the guy they paid a whole lot of money for is not going to be the starting quarterback.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What was his name again? LSU had, and
I don't know. Virgil's are.
Is it Lopez? Let me see. So yeah, I'm sorry.
Mario?
Bryce Underwood is not going to be it. Jake Garcia, I believe, is going to be the starting quarterback, if I'm not mistaken.
I put up Michigan State. That's not who I needed.
So who paid for him to go there? How are they feeling if he's not?
I have no idea. Well, and Mr. Producer, please correct me if I've got that mistaken, but I thought that I believe he was named the starter, or he's at least the front runner.
Is Zach really gonna rub it in Ed's face when OU beats up on little old Kent State?
Probably. Oh, we did play. We are going to place a bet on that one about how close to the spread they're going to get.
What did we say? 35.5?
35.5. Yeah, 35.5. It may have gone up since then, but we'll get that figured out. So
I don't think they're going to have as good as.
So
Lynn, I don't think.
Go ahead. My bad.
I was going to say I don't think they're going to be as good this year, Lynn.
Yeah, I don't think they will be either.
So
although didn't they add Warren Sapp to the coaching staff this year?
Yeah, but he's not playing on defense.
Well, I know that.
I think he was there last year, actually.
Was he there last year?
But who's going to be their running back and quarterback this year?
I don't know, but when they did the projected wins for Big 12 teams, Colorado and Oklahoma State were tied at 5.5.
Really? They have Oklahoma State that high?
Actually, I'm a little surprised by that, but yeah, they do.
So bet the under.
No, I'm gonna stick with 6. I think they can get 6 out of it.
Really, I thought 3 was too high.
It's probably the confident.
Do you think it's because they have new coordinators?
I think new coordinators help because they're two experienced guys, and Doug Meacham from Texas or TCU, and who is the defensive coordinator
for what? For Oklahoma State?
Yeah, he came from the same. Latham was over, and he's been with SEC for a while, so he's able to recruit some people. Are you
talking about Todd Grantham?
Yes.
That's not Latham.
I was going to say Latham.
No, when I saw Latham, I got a player confused. My bad. Grantham, yes. So not two of the impressive names that you would get for coordinators, but they're 2 experienced coordinators. And I think for a season that's what they had for last year, you're going to need experience in that area. I'm more excited for Meacham than I am for Grantham, but we'll see what happens. What was I looking at? Oh, Michigan. Yeah. So
I guess it's still open.
It's still open right now they have 4 players listed for Bryce Underwood, who is a 5-star recruit and
that's the one they paid the big money for.
Yeah, 247 Sports #1 player in the signing class. Other contenders include the transfer Mikey Keene, redshirt Jaden Davis, and then Jake Garcia. So there's really no separation right now between them.
And Jake Garcia is the one that just came in. I think he just transferred in like in late June.
Yes.
And everyone kind of thought that, it was going to be between Underwood and Keene. And it was kind of a surprise, but I guess it just gives, Sharon Moore and is it Chip Lindsey that's their coordinator? I think whoever it is.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, but it gives them options to play with, and then but when you pay that much for Bryce Underwood, kind of to your point, Mr. Influencer, like when you paid that much to get him in there, how do you feel if he's not starting from week one?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Well,
because I hate to say it, but now money does talk in college football.
and I don't mean to jump back, but we're talking about KU, and then now you're talking about coordinators. So KU not only has a lot of new offensive players other than Jalen Daniels, JD6, but they have 2 new coordinators on both sides of the ball as well. So they'll be interesting to see how they'll do with 2 new coordinators as well. So they're on the same boat with 2 new guys. So
is Mark Mangino back?
I wish.
What a legend!
Right?
Love Mangino.
That was the dumbest thing, getting rid of him.
Ooh, I love.
Lance has been.
Wasn't kind of Mangino stuff kind of outside of football while he left?
Ish.
I don't remember.
He wasn't the one that just left on his own.
No, I remember kind of more being pushed out more than anything.
But yeah, that was dumb getting rid of him, and they saw what happened ever since. But like I said, now that Lance Leipold's in, he's done pretty well, although last year was a little bit of a setback. But we'll see this year with 2 new coordinators. I think they'll be okay with the offensive coordinator, Jim Zabrowski, but DK McDonald, I have no idea. I don't think very many people were happy about that on the defensive side, but I don't think they could have got much worse with who they had.
Who replaced Mangino?
Turner Gill.
Turner Gill? Was it Turner Gill?
Yeah.
Yeah, I met him.
He was the one from Buffalo, wasn't he?
Yeah, and I remember when they hired him, I was like, "Oh, I think that's going to be good." And man, I was wrong.
But then they went from him to Charlie. Then they went from him to Charlie Weiss, and I remember I was like, so we took one left turn and then did a real big U-turn and went to Charlie Weiss after that, and I was like, dang. Oof.
And then your boy Miles.
Well, no, it wasn't. Miles wasn't after him, was it? I thought it was. Wasn't it Beatty or Beatty?
Oh, David Beatty. Yeah, you can't get much worse than that. But then when Miles came in, at least he brought Smacker with him.
That's true. At least you had Smacker reporting, right?
That's right.
And I don't know if the grass. The thing with Les is that it's not if the grass is greener, if it's the grass tastes better on the other side.
You're right.
So, anyways.
And I did get to meet Coach Lance Leipold last year. He came to Wichita, so I went and said hello to him, got my picture with him.
Oh man,
that's awesome.
So what I got out of Virgil is that Oklahoma State's going to win the national championship. Go Pokes. That's what I heard from you.
I did not say that. Maybe in golf again, but no, not in football.
I didn't say in what sport. I just said the national championship.
We said again.
In golf.
Yeah.
Go Pokes. Anyways. What else do you have for us, Mr. Producer?
Just one more thing for Michigan. Just let you know that the NCAA ruling is coming out tomorrow on Michigan, so I can't wait to see what happens to Central Michigan because of that.
Yeah.
Like, we're both not expecting anything from this, right?
I mean, who are they going to – what are we looking out for, Terry?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Terry, I know you're not a Red Raider, so what are we looking out for?
I was gonna say, is he just talking Big 12 or is he jumping ship because he knows his team's not even good?
I think he's talking just Big 12 because of the major influx of cash that Texas Tech has had.
They have.
They're wearing.
But I mean, let's not pretend that Texas A&M doesn't have very rich boosters.
I was about to say sometimes the amount of money does not equal product on the field.
Well, Tech has
Jimbo Fisher is product of that.
Tech is wearing the Mahomes brand now.
Yeah. But I mean, think about some of the past Texas teams that have had like number 1, number 2 recruiting.
Oh yeah.
And then still couldn't even win like 7 games in the Big 12. Now, it seems like they finally have turned it around because they went to an inferior conference in the SEC and did it. But overall, I don't know.
But how do you feel Arch is going to do?
Big 12, Virgil is correct.
Yeah, he's saying that's why he's talking about Texas Tech, because we're talking Big 12 right now.
I think Arch is going to have I'll say a good, possibly great year. I do think everything's going to be overanalyzed with him. So if he throws, if he has a game where he just throws 2 picks, it's going to be, oh, this guy's a bum.
Now, do you think it's going to be easier for him now that Quinn Ewers is not there? Or do you think it's just going to get worse because the microscope is solely going to be on him?
I think the fact that the microscope's solely on him is probably going to make it worse.
Yeah.
And
this is a big year. This is a big year because that was kind of Steve Sarkisian's guy, right? I mean, that was And
out of all the schools that you probably don't want to have a microscope on you, it's probably Texas. But for his sake, I hope he does well. I like this. I like the story with that, even though it's Texas, and I absolutely hate Texas. But
what, the story with Arch Manning?
I mean, just the fact that he's waited that Texas. Yeah. He didn't jump the portal to go to another school. He stayed at Texas.
Yeah, I admire guys that stay, or athletes rather, that stay, like the way it used to be. Yeah,
they are.
Yeah, Terry, I agree with you. Now the big test is obviously going to be that Texas Ohio State game, right? Where it's the first time that a number one. It's the first time that, with Texas being preseason number 1, it's the first time that a number 1 has been an underdog in the opening game of the season.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Since we don't have these other bums on here, we should have invited Terry to come on and talk football.
Yeah, we need to secure a guest host whenever we know they're not going to be here.
Well, it was also kind of a last minute thing that we didn't even think we were going to have the show. It's no show tonight. We're like, what?
Yeah, I can't wait to hear the explanation on what happened there, because I almost made plans, so I'm glad I didn't go through with them.
Zach, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, that might be the Red River bloodbath.
I'm not doubting that game. I've seen too many times.
And rivalry games form goes out the window in a lot of cases.
Yeah, there's one could be number 1 team in the nation, and then Oklahoma could be 0-3 for all I know, and they'll probably find a way to beat them.
Well, Virgil, you've turned me into an Oklahoma State fan. Go Pokes.
I thought you were doing it before that, but okay.
You what?
I thought you were doing that before that. I thought Mrs. Influencer was the one that turned you to an Oklahoma State fan.
You what?
I thought Mrs. Influencer was the one that turned you to
an Oklahoma State fan. She was.
Go Pokes.
Go Pokes.
Yeah, I'll be curious how Texas does. Looking at their schedule, I'm really not seeing where the losses are going to be. Besides, at Ohio State.
Because I was going to say, other than Ohio State, Texas has a pretty favorable schedule, don't they?
They play at Florida. That could be interesting.
Yeah.
Then,
the Swamp is always hard no matter what.
Oh, at Georgia. Okay, I misread that. So at Florida, at Georgia at some point.
Listen, I'm always afraid I'm going to have a rash if I go near Georgia's campus, but that would be a fun game to see.
Is it a rash because of all the cars that are speeding right by you and it just burns your skin?
That, and and I probably I come to because I probably got hit, so they're probably actual cuts from being internal bleeding and everything that I've got from getting hit by a speeding car.
Speaking of Georgia, can we just pour one out for the death of the name Clean Old Fashioned Hate between Georgia and Georgia Tech? It's now the Investo QQQ.
Yeah.
And they're not even what's called.
And they're not even playing, and they're playing at Mercedes-Benz rather than playing in either Athens or in Atlanta.
Which
they're playing in Atlanta, but they're playing at a neutral site.
Yeah, they're not playing at Georgia Tech.
They're not playing at Bobby Dodd.
It's disgusting. I hate it.
Yeah. Well, it's just, it takes away the magic of a rivalry game. I mean, can you imagine a Texas-Oklahoma game not being played in Austin or Norman? or an Oklahoma State game not being played in Norman or Stillwater.
You do know Oklahoma and Texas are not played at their home campuses.
Oh
Right?
crap! That's right. Where do they play again?
Cotton Bowl.
Cotton Bowl.
Oh, that's right. Okay, never mind. Sorry.
I thought you were doing a bit, and then when you said Oklahoma State,
No, I was not. I was just wrong.
I was like, what did he say, Virgil?
Yeah,
No,
I heard that. I was like,
no. Let's set the record straight. I was just flat out wrong. I was just. Thank you, Terry. Yes, correct me because Patrick was wrong.
He should have came on.
should have came on.
Yeah, my fault, Terry. My fault, Zach. That's on me.
There is no way for Patrick to recover from that. So I've
No.
got no other topics. So I think it's time to wrap things up here.
I'm just gonna have to go hide my face in embarrassment because I've sullied the reputation of this top-notch show.
So Patrick, do you want to send this out?
I suppose that I can. Anything else that you guys have?
No, go support our sponsor.
Yeah. Thank you to Old Ford Baseball Co. And we will see you guys next week.
Don't rip off his logo.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ed probably won't be here, so don't count on that. But since this is just pretty much our show now from now on, please join us for our show next week. Have a good night.
1 minute. One more thing. Just a quick update before we end up leaving. Bottom of the 7th, Duluth Huskies are up 8-5 against the Green Bay Rockers.
I feel like Duluth didn't have. I mean, they won the division, obviously, but I didn't feel like they had a great year. But good for them to win one single game.
They were quietly under the radar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play one game to start, and then as you get further in, play a series.
Yeah. By the way, I meant to say this too. Big shout out to the chat. To all of you tonight for being on and engaging with us. Thank you for doing that. We really, really. Zach, we're going to end on this because I completely agree. Yes, it should be Green Bay Booyah. So you guys have a good night. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Enjoy your sports this weekend, and we'll see you next week.